It's the Slide Jawb Racing League here at Kansas Speedway. Tonight, the opening round of the playoffs is underway as we get ready to start the hunt to see who will go on to become a champion. So tonight's race, of course, going to be a big one. You want to start off on the right foot and make sure you can get off to a good, start to your playoffs essentially here. So welcome you here to JCTV for the DeNISE Designs 200 here at Kansas Speedway. 133 laps ready to go here tonight. As always in the booth here, I am Dawson Allen. Joining along with me later on will be Josh Coppernol, as always. Not too sure if he's just running a little late, maybe a little sleepy, but he is not here right now, so we're going to try to lead you into this one here and get everything ready to go here, so that way you all can get a hold of a broadcast and kind of see what's going on. Right now, we are 4 minutes into qualifying to update you on everything that we have seen thus far. Right now, your regular season champion, Ben Lacy, sits atop the board with a 30.976. Brian Dees, Dalton Kilroe, Bridger Olson, then Noah Maori make up your top 5. I believe on the track right now, we got 2 of them, Michael Kruger and Caleb Sheets. The only 2 right now making a lap. As you see Sheets crossing the line, that time I believe to set his first lap was a 31.375, but not too sure if there's any incident points there. Might have got the wall because it is not updated to show him as setting a lap time. So possibly an issue in his qualifying run did not allow him to set a time. Same with Michael Kruger, a 31.456 for the 81 machine does not put him on the board. Right here is Caleb Sheets, driver of that number 26 machine. The number 26 Logitech Chevy Camaro. That time by a 31.114 puts him 6th fastest here qualifying. Able to get it done there. Puts it 6th, but right now the top 5 staying the same. No movement thus far. Looking through the field, I think we got a pretty good field here today. I want to say about 23 so far have registered for the session. Now, if 23 will race, that's to be determined, but that we will see here shortly. So as we show you here, this beautiful scenic racetrack Kansas Speedway is. Just looking around, all the scenery, the lights, under the lights here for the action tonight. And these next-gen cars, they're ready to take on these this tough track. But, that's the thing here. We're going to have to wait and see who can get it done the best here tonight, who will be able to pull it off and get things done. But like we said, Ben Lacy, the regular season champion heading into these playoffs, he has just put on a masterclass of a drive recently here. And has made it to where, he has been one of the best drivers of the season thus far. So as we sit here, 3 minutes and 27 seconds left in qualifying. I believe we got a car on track right now. That is the 6 of Derek Paulson out there currently running his lap. See, there's the 6 coming out onto track. As I mentioned here, we've got about 3 minutes left in qualifying. Only 12 thus far have set a lap time. Currently still your fastest is your regular season champion, Ben Lacy, sitting top of the board. But Derek Paulson going to be qualifying here. Looking to see if he can change that. Maybe he can try to jump up there and take that spot. I see 2 more cars on track right now. Ty Marasco actually just set a lap time, a 31.268 thus far. His first lap, that's his 9th fastest now. Luke Knupp also out on track. But right now, Derek Paulson going for his first time lap. Luke Knupp will be going for his 2nd. It looks like his first lap not going to count. Might have got the wall. A 31.638 though for that 29 machine. So as Paulson crossed the stripe first time by, 31.308 slots him in right behind Marasco for the 10th position. And as Marasco crosses the stripe, a 31.074 that should bump him up to the 5th position, knocking Noah Maori out of that proverbial top 5 starting spot. But actually looks like he got invalidated. I saw it pop up for a second. Looks like it disappeared. But how about Luke Knapp, a 31.10018, puts him in P5. Derek Paulson coming around to complete his lap. He will put down a 31.129. That's good to improve him to the 8th position. Actually, a 31.146. That will be the finishing time at the line for the driver of the 6th. So that puts him to 8th. But Luke Knapp takes the top 5 spot away from Noah Maori here for the start of this race. And so with that, I believe Paulson, as you see him pull on the pit road, maybe practicing a stop in the pit box. He is the last car to have gone out thus far. We've got 1 minute and 8 seconds left, as you can see here, for this session. We'll have to see if anybody else maybe tries to even just go out and do a couple laps here. But right now, the track is empty. So we've got it down. We're coming up to the start of this race. 15 drivers took a lap time in qualifying that were valid. A couple guys looks like they didn't get to set a lap time, or maybe they just didn't want to set a lap time. Some new faces showing up tonight. Again, JCTV regulars Cameron Caldwell and Andrew Elias. You've seen them a lot in some other racing leagues like this in the Pits News Truck Series. So definitely exciting to see some more guys come over and do some more racing. Always fun to have that cross promotion there across the 2 series. But with 15 seconds left in qualifying, coming up on the end of things here in the qualifying for tonight's running of the it is the DeNISE Designs 200. I'm sorry for that. I'm gonna have to keep reminding myself about that one. But yeah, we're gonna quickly see if I can't fix something here. Audio's not coming out as well as it should be. See what we're rocking with, see if anything's wrong here. But with that, the field's gritting. You see this beautiful, beautiful surface, this beautiful track here. Ready to host the DeNISE Designs 200. So as the field begins to get onto pit road, what do you say we take a look at our starting grid presented by Mardon. As you can see, starting on the pole, your regular season champion, Ben Lacy. To his outside, another playoff driver, Brian Dees. In row 2, it's the 41 of Dalton Kilrow, and then it's the 02 of Bridger Olson. Then starting in row 3, Luke Knapp and Noah Maori. Caleb Sheets and Derek Paulson make up row 4, and running out your top 10 is Austin J. McGill and Zachary Wareham. Heading back into 11th, it's Ty Marasco and Jonathan Canfield. Then it's Zach Probst and Christopher Bassinger. Robert Lukens and Michael Thorpe make up row 8. Row 9 is Blaine Sparling and Cameron Caldwell making his debut in the Slide Jawb Racing League. Back in row 10, it's Michael Kruger and Brett Bennett, but Brett Bennett will not be racing tonight due to some technical issues, so that will move up. Who is 22nd? That's the 84 of Jacob Locklear. If he does show up tonight. Andrew Elias starting 21st, and that would move Anthony Marshall to be starting in the 21st position, I believe, with 2 cars for sure not being on the grid. So with that, pace car rolling off of pit lane, getting ready to go here. You see there, your regular season champion, Ben Lacy, on the pole. Here tonight, can he go for another win on the season? And if you'll notice something here, you see in red, those are your Slide Jawb Racing League playoff drivers. They've got the red banners, they've got the red spoilers, standing out a little bit more amongst the crowd. You see there, the 7 of Ben Lacy, the 17, Brian Dees, Dalton Kilrow, Bridger Olson, a little bit further back there, Noah Maori in the 8. There's Derek Paulson in the 6. He is in this playoff field. Austin J. McGill as well. And then all the way back there, Michael Thorpe Jr. in 34. Pick to win tonight. I think I'm going to have to try to go with a wild card. Going with Ty Marasco in the 1 as my pick to win tonight's running of the DeNISE Designs 200 here at Kansas. 133 laps here tonight. So we'll see as these drivers take it through to the restart zone. Pace car is off. Ben Lacy is going to lead the field to green. We are underway in the DeNISE Designs 200. Oh, already kind of getting sideways. Dalton Kilrow able to recover and save it. He does, dropping back to 5th and now under fire from Caleb Sheets. But up front, Ben Lacy trying to check out. Luke Knupp now up to the 2nd position. Seeing all these cars make it through this first lap. 133 of them here tonight. And I see a couple guys shuffling around. You see some go to the top, others choose the bottom. It's all a matter of preference on how you want to run this track. Right now, it's going to get the bottom. It's going to get Luke Knupp to the race lead over Ben Lacy. Bridger Olson to 3rd. Brian Dees is in 4th. And I see a driver slipping and sliding. Ty Marasco has dropped all the way back to 13th. You see this wad of cars right here. Everybody's just racing hard for positions. I see that right up there. I believe it's the 8. Noah Mary got a little loose, stacked it up just a little bit. So you see how they're going 3 wide, almost 4 wide at some points there. Everybody's racing for every position here deep in the field. And you want to watch those guys, those red banners, those playoff drivers. They're definitely going to be fighting for any spot they can get here tonight. I believe right there is the 59. That's Blaine Sparling. He is one of the drivers in your playoffs for tonight. But right now, Luke Knupp is leading the field. Bridger Olson battling with Ben Lacy for 2nd. Lacy fighting hard on the outside of Bridger Olson, trying to get by him and clear him to keep 2nd. Maybe even a run now to go for the race lead, going back to the back bumper. Now back to the top lane of Luke Knupp. You see, though, Knupp, Olson, and Dees all on the bottom. Back there in 5th, Caleb Sheets is rolling the top along with Ben Lacy. But right now, the battle is heating up for the lead as here comes Lacy and Olson trying to get by that 29 of Luke Knupp. While we talk about that 29 going forward, how about somebody that's gone the opposite way, completely backwards as Lacy goes for the race lead? You see, he'll make the pass. He'll make it work. The outside lane rolling. Ben Lacy now gets to the race lead on the inside. Knupp a little loose on the bottom, though. Knupp's going to slide. He's going to save it. He's going to recover, but he's going to drop a couple spots. Back to 4th now and maybe even 5th as here comes Caleb Sheets and Dalton Kilrow. As I was trying to say there before that happened, you know, we talked about the 29 moving forward to the lead. How about moving backwards? Dropping all the way back right now, Noah Maori. He started this race 6th, and he is now battling for 19th. Now, 22 drivers have started this race, and he is currently in a fight for the 19th position. He's now 20th. So this 8 car has gone the opposite direction on the start of this race. Not a good start for Maori, but it may also be by design to drop all the way to the back here for this event. You see, he drops all the way back to 22nd, dead last on the track. So could be by design, but at the same time, he's dropped pretty far, pretty fast. When you see just up ahead of him, Anthony Marshall gets a little loose there, spins it down to the apron, able to recover it, but a slight stumble off of 2 slides him down to the infield. And he's able to recover and continue on here. So move Maori back up to 21st, but again, a very big drop for one of our playoff drivers. So Ben Lacy continues to lead here. Right behind him, and oh, spinning Luke Knupp in the wall multiple times, loose, sideways, struggling with the handling of this car. The 29 now dropping. He is fading fast. Got a little loose, got into the wall, and he is fighting with that car for everything he's got. Let's take a look back and see if we can see what happened. There he is battling with the 62 of Zach Probst to his inside. I don't know if there was any contact between the teammates here. We'll look and see. Maybe just getting a little loose off the corner. Indeed he does. Slaps the wall almost. Almost hits the 62, but then locks it up and gets the wall a little bit. So struggles now for this number 29 car as he drops through the field as well. Top 4 trying to pull away here. That is Ben Lacy, Bridger Olson, Dalton Kilrow, and Brian Dees, all four in the playoffs. Hunting for a win. All they can get. You see Kilrow slots into second now. He's going to try to make a move for the race lead. As Kilrow goes to the inside of Ben Lacy, charging hard, trying to get to that race lead. We'll have to see if he can get it done. But definitely a battle going on here for these drivers. They got a handful, I believe. There's a battle now for second, Olson and Kilrow. Olson shoots to the outside of Kilrow and takes the second spot. And now to the inside, trying to see if he can make a move around Ben Lacy for the race lead. Hard battles all over the place. Everybody is fighting for everything they can get. You see that top lane, though, rolling pretty good. Only one down there on the inside. The only one staying away. Brian Dees rolling the inside lane. See, Kilrow gets really close to the wall there. This battle for third starting to heat up between these MF Race Designs teammates. Kilrow rolling the top, while Dees goes to the bottom. How about Caleb Sheets? He's had a pretty good run so far. We're only 12 laps in, but he has been able to stay there in fifth pretty much this whole time, just riding around, holding his line and doing what he has to do to get around. And right now, he's finding himself improving his spot now, up to fourth, battling with Brian Dees. A great run going thus far in the makings for Caleb Sheets. Battles all around the track heating up. Michael Thorpe Jr., another playoff driver, currently scored in the 9th position. You see back behind him the 12 is Zachary Wareham, gets the wall. He might have got the wall a little bit too as these two continue to battle for position. Thorpe trying to hold off for the 9th position if he can. But that 12 of Zachary Wareham is right on his tail. And see if he can't try to make this move and pick up another spot. Now he is under fire. Ooh, and maybe some contact. Christopher Passenger and Ty Marasco as they continue to battle. We're going to see if we can take a ride on board with that number 1, Ty Marasco, as he navigates this track. You can hear it, that off-throttle time for that one car as he rides that top lane. You're not really fully mashing it. You're not really fully off of it. You're kind of hitting it on and off. You're on a little bit, you're off a little bit, on a little bit, off a little bit. And that's what you have to do to try and make this corner. But you see, hitting the wall there, that's not what you want to do if you're the driver of the 1, Ty Marasco. But back up front, Ben Lacy, Bridger Olson have started to put a distance between themselves. And now third place, Caleb Sheets, as you see. Looks like Dees and Kilrow dropping back to 4th and 5th. And you see everybody's kind of spreading out a little bit more here. Not a lot of tight racing. The most we got is a battle a little bit further back here for 15th between Cameron Caldwell, Michael Kruger, and Jonathan Canefield. Those three are all right here together. As you see Cameron Caldwell running in 14th. Sporting that C2 graphics number 42 machine. It's supposed to be 42, but it shows 12 on the car. Looks like the decals didn't update, at least on my end, I would say. For Cameron Caldwell. Right there showing his Court Cup paint scheme that he runs in the Court Cup series. But in his debut here tonight, currently up to the 15th position. Meanwhile, fighting for right now the 6th through 10th position, essentially. A tight wad of cars. Derek Paulson, Austin McGill, Zach Probst, Michael Thorpe, Christopher Passenger. All right here. Everybody doing what they can to get any spot on track that they can. Field just doing what they can do. Seeing if they can cruise around and make some spots up. This next time by will be 20 laps into this event, and it's been pretty much a Ben Lacy show. Besides that period where Luke Nupp got the lead, Ben Lacy has been out front the rest of it. And he is, of course, just showing, throughout this season, he's been able to show why he is the best driver in the series so far this season. He is above and beyond, been just absolutely phenomenal. And I came into this season kind of late as calling this league. I wasn't here for the majority of it for the start. I came in running the All-Star race and the All-Star break. But when I came in here, I mean, this 7 car has found victory lane, I want to say, about 3 or 4 times since I have joined on to broadcast this league. And, it's really showing me, just the amount of talent that he's got and how well he's been able to do in these races. So it's definitely been a good run here for Ben Lacy in recent weeks. He has just been on a tear, definitely putting himself in, the championship favorite. A little bit of a recovery here for the 29. Speaking of him, Luke Nupp, he's fallen back through the field, and now it looks like that car is starting to come back to him. He's moved up to now what is the 8th position as he continues to fight for spots. He is definitely on the move back forward, trending in the positive direction again as he continues to try to get back up to where he was before. Just kind of looking through the field at some other names that are riding around here, looking for some playoff drivers as well. You have to go all the way back to the 19th position to find Noah Mayuri. He is kind of stabilized right there. I'm not too sure if he just is not struggling or if it's a case of he just is back here on purpose. We'll have to see. As you see back there, moved by Andrew Elias, and Andrew Elias, that number 88 in this series here. That truck that he is driving here as he continues on in a hard-fought battle for what would be 21st with the 16 of Jonathan Canfield. Meanwhile, back up front, Ben Lacy leading Bridger Olson in second, watching this O2 machine. He's definitely got some work cut out for him if he wants to get by the 7 of Ben Lacy and snatch a win from him. It's going to be a long, hard-fought battle, but I think this O2's got the possibility of doing it. Racing continues on a battle for 4th now. It looks like Derek Paulson is caught up too and past Dalton Kilroy, now fighting with Brian Dees. This is for the 4th position, so you see it kind of back and forth. Some of these playoff drivers, they were dropping back early on, but some of them moving forward, and Derek Paulson's one that's moving forward. That number 6 car, he dropped back a little bit earlier, but right now he's on the march back to the front. So that car, whatever issues he had at the start of the run, it's coming back to him in the later stages of it. As you see him currently battling for the 4th position with his teammate Brian Dees in the 17. As these two continue to battle for position. Some more position shuffling around back here. Michael Thorpe to the inside of Ty Marasco. This is the battle for 11th. And I see Robert Lukens and Cameron Colwell have been battling for 13th just behind them. And in fact, are still battling for this 13th position behind them. That's opened the door for Zachary Wareham and Michael Kruger to join the mix. Along with them, to another playoff driver, that's 59, Blaine Sparling, right back here, scored 17th right now. Not really a good run going so far, but, could have been by design to get to the back of the field and just kind of ride it out for a little bit here for this 59 team, just to make sure they can get some points here. But definitely, a long way to go for all these drivers, a long way to go for anything to happen. But right now, your playoff driver's kind of shaking up. You got about maybe 5, top 5 pretty much. You got 4 of them running there in the top 5, and then you got maybe, I think, 3 or 4 of them running back here in the back. You see Jacob Locklear and Noah Mayuri, I believe they are 2 of your playoff drivers. They are back here in this bottom half of the field. So you talk about, you got some up front. You've also got some mixed in out back. You see now the gap has just pretty much stayed stagnant between Lacy and Olsen. But after that, you look. Caleb Sheets is third. He's 2 seconds back now. He is 2 seconds back of the field. And I see some shuffling around here. A lot of movement going on in the field as well. Cameron Caldwell just dropped a couple spots here. Now under fire from Michael Kruger for 15th. I don't know if he got loose or got the wall or what, but I see another battle. If I can get to it. Austin McGill, Michael Thorpe, Ty Marasco all fighting for position now as you see the 34 shoot back to 11th. Now going to be on the back bumper of Ty Marasco, see if he can't crack the top 10. Ooh, is 21 just cutting to the bottom there, trying to get a run. It looks like he was. I thought I saw him loose a little bit, but he set that up by design to see if he can't get a run down the backstretch to go after the 34 once again. You see the battle. He might be in the wall right there as he continues to fight this car. Currently scored 12th. Now to the inside of him, it's 20 of Robert Lukens. But we're watching on board with Austin J. McGill, one of your playoff drivers, to see how he navigates through this track. As he gets back on the gas. Looking at lap times here, Bridger Olsen has been faster the past couple of laps, but they have been 2/10, 3/10 faster than the field for the most part here. They've just been able to put a huge gap between themselves and the rest of the field, separating themselves. Maybe as possible favorites just to win this race. The best two out there right now for sure. As this race continues on, we approach the line, cross the stripe that time. It's lap 33. We've got about 101 laps remaining here at Kansas for the DeNISE Designs 200 for the Slide Jawb Racing League, the opening round of the playoffs. So as we continue on here, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss any of the action. So we are going to take you side by side.
Don't be conventional.
Kevin Harvick?
Be exceptional. Upgrade to Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil. It helps your engine last over 250,000 miles.
Wow. What's he doing?
Raving.
He's exceptional.
So is Mobil 1. Yes.
Is this good?
I do not know.
Get 250,000 miles of protection. Upgrade to Mobil 1.
Science, don't know what to tell you. I may not know how to get to the moon, but when I want to fly, my crew knows what to do. Crank around the wheel in the left rear. You're only turning 9,000, need another gear. Never know how. Never know how.
Everyone knows that old NASCAR legend about how drivers, you know, go during a race. So naturally, we were curious.
Kevin, no bathroom break?
Nope, all set.
Hey, Kevin.
What's going on? Excuse me. I mean, those fire suits are made of high-tech fabric.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Looking at the rain. You guys go on, I'll catch up.
Kyle Busch, welcome to Menards. What can I help you with today?
Well, I've got my shopping list right here. I need some green treated lumber. I need a brown Mastercraft door. I need red Clearview cabinets and some blue Dutch Boy paint.
Those are M&Ms.
And
At Menards, we carry the world's best selection of home improvement products to help you complete your next project.
you've got more of these, right?
It's all gonna fit in your car?
I got a trunk.
Save big money at Menards.
Ooh. Call Logano. Hey, Joey, you can save money if you fill up at Shell if you use Advanced Auto Parts Speed Perks.
Dude, I'm way ahead of you.
You saved at the pump?
Yeah, I saved at the pump.
The pump?
The pump.
He saved at the pump!
Woo!
Now you can save at the pump when you shop at Advance Auto Parts. Learn more at advanceautoparts.com/gas rewards.
Now, it's my turn.
At Domino's, you can carry out 3-topping pizzas for just $7.99 each. And with Domino's Carside Delivery, you can conveniently stay in your car while you do it. Just pull up, check in online, and we'll quickly bring your food to you.
Thank you.
So you don't have to get out to get carry-out. Like Denny here.
Hey, Hamlin. I like your PJs.
PJs? Stay in the driver's seat with Domino's Carside Delivery.
Joey, I don't know how you pulled that off, man. What's next? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Oh, come. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Oh, Coca-Cola. Oh, Coca-Cola.
Saw it all in non-stop. Pit stops are underway, but along with that, a pass has been made for the lead. Bridger Olson taking the top spot, but I believe it was by design because Ben Lacy currently rolling onto pit road. And now you see the O2 slowing up as well. Bridger Olson's going to bring it down pit road, handing the lead over to the 6 of Derek Paulson as we welcome you back here to coverage of the DeNISE Designs 200 at Kansas Speedway. 133 laps of this race here, as it looks like a lot of drivers pulling it down pit road here on this lap. Oh, actually we had a caution, a spin. Austin J. McGill spun coming to pit road, and with that it'll bring up the caution at the worst time for some of these drivers, because they were either on pit road getting service done, or they had already gotten their service done and we're back out on track and we're scored a lap down. So we'll have to see how things play out for some of these guys as the caution flies for the first time tonight. Let's see if we can take a look back at what happened coming to pit road. See there, he's already around. Everybody was slowing up right here to come to pit road, but actually the 21 sliding right there in front of the field up onto the racing surface and then trying to come to pit road and then collects the 34. So the 34 of Michael Thorpe Jr. with some damage as well. Not at all what you want to have happen if you are racing for a championship. You see up ahead the 21 spinning, and he thinks going low will be fine, but that 21 was trying to commit to pit road and still made contact. I think Robert Lucan's got some damage as well, but a tough break for the 34. Michael Thorpe Jr. involved in that one and still spun out here. Slow on the track. Did he go out and exact some revenge after that caution? It's him coming around here. Slows up. Unless he just pulled onto the apron to park it. Indeed he did. He is towed it to pit road. It's at 34 now. Issues for Michael Thorpe Jr. after Austin J. McGill spun coming to pit road and brings out the first caution of the day. But, you know, big thing about that, you know, Ben Lacy was up front battling for the lead. Now he's going to cycle back out near the back because of what we just saw. So those guys that pit did not need that caution to come out at that time. Bridger Olson scored as race leader. See a lot of cars ahead of him, though. Those are going to be the wave around cars that stayed out. I believe that includes Caleb Sheets, Zach Probst, Luke Knupp, Ty Marasco, Andrew Elias, and Ben Lacy. Christopher Bassinger is going to be trapped a lap down. Of course, Michael Thorpe Jr. towed it to pit road. May very well be out of this race, or at the very least, he's going to have a long stay on pit road. Austin J. McGill down a lap. And Zachary Wareham has left the session as well, so the 12 car no longer racing here tonight. So the first caution leads to chaos here. Some guys are able to get their service done under a yellow flag, while the rest had to get it under green flag stops. So a bit of a mix of things here. Just going to shake things up and shake the field up as well, because now Ben Lacy, who was second at the time of him coming down pit road, he's going to have to restart 17th. Way back in the field, the 7 car is going to have to start. Going to have to navigate through traffic. Will be fun to see how he can navigate his way to the front. Or if he gets stuck in traffic and it takes him out of it. But still plenty of race to go. Could easily get back there to the front. Just take a little bit of driving and a little bit of strategy on pit road on when to make those stops. But if it's somebody like Ben Lacy, it's easily doable. I mean, we've seen him spin and win twice this season, including Watkins Glen, where he spun not once but twice on the first lap. So definitely not impossible for Ben Lacy to overcome what would be considered insurmountable odds for some. So he'll get his lap back. He'll wave around the pace car, and that'll leave the field in the hands of Bridger Olson. Derek Paulson currently scored second. Dalton Kilroe is third. Michael Kruger up to fourth, and Blaine Sparling up to fifth. So Blaine Sparling has scored fourth. Or no, Blaine Sparling has scored fifth. I think he's bouncing around like crazy, trying to tell me who is where. But see there, it's Bridger Olson, Derek Paulson in the front row, Dalton Kilroe, Michael Kruger row 2. Then it's Blaine Sparling and Cameron Caldwell back there 5th and 6th. How about Jonathan Canfield up to 7th? Anthony Marshall is 8th. Robert Lukens up to 9th. And Jacob Locklear is 10th as the field comes through 3 and 4 at the hands of the pace car. Once they get by pit entry, that pace car will pull off and will leave the field in the hands of Bridger Olson for the first restart of tonight's event. Pace car makes that hard left turn to dive down to pit road, heading down to the Geico restart zone. Bridger Olson will mash the gas pedal and lead us back to green here at Kansas. A great restart by the 02 as he shoots out for the race lead. Back, you see 3 wide. See some guys trying to send it as early as they can, as quick as they can to make some moves. I see somebody drop it. Noah Mayuri already down to the bottom, losing spots like crazy. There goes Ben Lacy for what would be 15th. But right now, it's Bridger Olson leading the charge here once again. Now Michael Kruger sliding up to second. May have had some contact with Derek Paulson. Fighting now to the inside for what would be the second spot. See if he can't try to make something happen against Bridger Olson in the 02. Like I said at the top of the broadcast, if you watch any other races here on JCTV, that name sounds familiar to you. Michael Kruger. He is a 3-time winner in the In the Pits News Truck Series, the most recent winner at Watkins Glen, taking the crown of Road Course King from the man right behind him, Cameron Caldwell. But you see a little bit further back, a hornet's nest of cars, one in the wall. It's Anthony Marshall up top. But what I'm looking at, I'm looking to see Ben Lacy. He's only up to 14th right there on the bottom. He's going to have a lot of work cut out for him through traffic if he wants to get back to the front and get back to the race lead. Caleb Sheets, Christopher Bassinger. Side by side right there. Bassinger is a lap down. It has Ty Marasco up ahead. Currently scored a lap down as well in the 18th position. So, gonna be some work for Ben Lacy if he wants to get through to the front. He's gonna have to navigate lap traffic along with everybody else in this back half of the field, but under fire now. That's Austin J. McGill, who has also scored a lap down in 21, trying to race with Ben Lacy. Canefield to the inside of Dalton Kilroe for a spot in the top 5. This number 16 car, you know, he started 12th, dropped all the way to the back, but now finds himself up front. We got a spin, a caution, a wreck. Zach Probst is involved. Spinning out of control, the 62 immediately going to tow it to pit road. So another caution brought out here. Let's take a look and see what happened. Oh, just too tight between Lukens and Sheets. Oh, big hits for Lukens and Sheets, and then the 62 sliding through the grass and clobbering the outside wall. Terrible hit there for Zach Probst, and we'll see if we can't take a ride on board with that 26 of Caleb Sheets here. This is on board the 26. You see him. He comes to the outside of Robert Lukens, tries to make something work, but is unable to do so. The 20 gets a little loose, it looks like. He just pushed up into him, and the 62 hits the 20. Then right there, just a kill shot right into the side of the 26. You see up ahead, Probst slamming that outside wall head on. A nasty accident there for the 26, the 20, and the 62 car. Look now, Caleb Sheets still on track, trying to get around and navigate his way. There's Robert Lukens as well. But you see some split strategy. Some guys coming down pit road, other guys staying out. So we have Blaine Sparling leading the charge on pit road. Looks like about maybe 7, if not 8 staying out. Indeed, we have 8 staying out. The top 8 as they run: Bridger Olson, Michael Kruger, Cameron Caldwell, Derek Paulson, Jonathan Canefield, Dalton Kilroe, Brian Dees, and Anthony Marshall look like they're going to stay out on track here. As you see outside lane there, Christopher Bassinger, the lucky dog, going to get his lap back. So that'll put 16 drivers on the lead lap for this race. Ben Lacy pulled it on pit road for a second time. Looks like he's going to be first off this time, so he'll cycle out of there 9th with a 5.2 second stop. Maybe just a splash of fuel to see if he can make it to the end of this race. Blaine Sparling, then Jacob Locklear looping up. Andrew Elias off pit road looks like here as well. Noah Mayuri, and then of course Bassinger, who is the lucky dog around. Lukens on pit road still. Marasco, McGill. They are scored a lap down. Caleb Sheets has now scored a lap down as well. Zach Probst is 2 laps down, but probably not going to be rolling for a while as he sits on pit road, as does the 20 and the 26. And of course, Michael Thorpe Jr. looks like he is back out on track, 3 laps down. So he's going to have some work cut out for him if he wants to try to get back into somewhat of a fighting contingency. 2 more cars on pit road that time. I believe that was, indeed it was, a couple of these other drivers coming down pit road a second time. It was, looks like actually, Ty Marasco and Austin McGill, lap down cars coming down pit road. So that's who you saw there. See the 21 on pit road. We're going to cut back over to our race leader, Bridger Olson. See him down on the apron, definitely trying to save some fuel. See if they can't try to stretch it to the end. If they can do that, they can try to see about making it with another stop, just one more stop, maybe a splash, and then rolling on. But with these 2 cautions, it's going to help some fuel saving for some of these drivers. And so the other guys, though, they're going to take the risk of just pitting a second time and getting that fuel. But you see the 2 car, he'll roll up in front of that pace car, and then he'll just hold onto that clutch pedal. You can hear it outside the car. But what about the onboard? How well can you hear it there? You just hear it. There's no throttle input. He is holding that clutch down. You hear it barely idling. So definitely in fuel-saving mode here for Bridger Olson to see if he can't save enough fuel to make it to the end. See there, he'll roll back onto the gas pedal. About maybe half throttle, quarter throttle. He'll roll it up a little bit and then kind of get back on the clutch, just taking it easy to see if he can't try to baby it to the end to make it on fuel. So I believe this time by might be the one to green. We'll take a look and see here. Yes, indeed it is. So, Bridger Olson still going to hold the point, holding the top spot, but now second to a Michael Kruger. Very impressive drive so far. Now he's going to look to try to improve that some more as he starts this one second on this restart. Cameron Caldwell third, Derek Paulson fourth, and Jonathan Canfield fifth. Then there's Dalton Kilroy, Anthony Marshall. Those are the guys that stayed out. I believe Brian Dees came down pit road this time, as did Blaine Sparling, Ben Lacy, Jacob Locklear, Luke Nupp, Noah Mayuri, Andrew Elias, and then Christopher Bassinger, who should be the last car on the lead lap. So we got 15 cars on the lead lap here at Kansas. Going to be coming around to another restart. This being the second restart after the first one took out Austin J. McGill and Michael Thorpe Jr. Coming to pit road for green flag stops, really throwing this race on its head. Second caution between the 20 of Robert Lubin, the 26 of Caleb Sheets, and the 62 of Zach Probst leads us to this position. Bridger Olson, Michael Kruger, the front row, heading to the Geico restart zone to get the green flag once again. Olson on the gas pedal. We're back underway here at Kansas. Another great jump by Bridger Olson, but along with him, Cameron Caldwell now to the second spot as you see everybody else kind of fanning out back further back. But Cameron Caldwell gets to second now, going to gun for the race lead. And I will say, if Cameron's watching now or when he comes back to this moment to watch this race, I'm sorry, it's not the right scheme. Kill me later. But now, it's a battle for the lead, a battle for a chance to take over the top spot. Cameron Caldwell's all over the back bumper of Bridger Olson, but Michael Kruger's rolling up as well, not going to let him have it easy. You see up top back there, battles for position, Dalton Kilroy, Brian Dees, but up front, battle for the lead. Cameron Caldwell now working to the outside of Bridger Olson. Olson trying to push up into him. Can't quite do it at the line this time. The lead's going to go to Cameron Caldwell, getting right there on the left rear if he can. But Cameron Caldwell continues to lead. Now Olson going to work the inside lane. Cameron Caldwell down to the bottom. Seeing if he can't make him a little tight off the corner. See if he can't make him kind of have to chase it up. Can't quite do it, but Caldwell's still leading. Can't quite clear him. As these two battle, Michael Kruger looking on right behind him, ready to pounce for either one to make a mistake. Kruger just patiently waiting for either driver to slip up ahead of him to take over the top spot from them. You see Caldwell and Olson. Olson gets a little loose, almost pushed up into Caldwell. And that allows Caldwell to clear for the race lead. C2 graphics, number 42, showing the number 12 because Trading Paint sucks. He has now taken the point here. The first driver in his first start, I should say, excuse me, has taken the lead now, and he's going to look to run away with it. Richard Olson holding on to second, Michael Kruger right there solidly in third. And then you see further back, Derek Paulson is fourth, Brian Dees fifth, but don't look now. Look who's cracked the top five once more. Ben Lacy has charged his way back into the top five. So come down pit road, that caution to get some more fuel, get a quick splash of fuel, and see if he can make it to the end of this race. Or maybe just enough to make it as far as he wants in the run, where he can just go for another splash at the end of a run. But we'll have to see what he can do as he quickly makes work of Derek Paulson for fourth. Now setting his sights on Michael Kruger, Bridger Olson, and Cameron Caldwell for the race lead. Olson still right there on Caldwell's back bumper. Kruger's going to roll the bottom with him. You see Lacy go to the top. He made the top work earlier on in the race. Can he make it work right now? He's going to try to get to run to the outside, and Michael Kruger can't quite do it. Kruger closing the door. This is the battle now for third. Kruger going to have to defend the regular season champion, Ben Lacy, but you see there, Caldwell runs about a middle lane. Olsen to the bottom, Kruger to the top this time. Kruger's going to try to rip the top. Might have got the wall a little bit, but he's going to shove Cameron Caldwell out front. Now he's going to try to get to the inside. They're going to be 3 wide for the race lead here in Kansas. And what a move by Michael Kruger. He gets to the lead for a second. Can he hold off Cameron Caldwell as Caldwell runs the outside? He'll tuck back in line in second, maybe try the bottom once more. He is now in contention to fight for the lead, but what a move that Michael Kruger just pulled off to get to this position as he battles Cameron Caldwell for the lead. Still side by side, and this has allowed Bridger Olsen to stay there with them. It's also allowing Ben Lacy to close the gap. Lacy is now right there on the back bumper of Olsen. Kruger still to the inside of Caldwell. He's going to pull back in line behind him. Now trying back to the bottom. You see Lacy goes to the bottom of Olsen. Battle is for third now. 2 playoff drivers, full-time this season, battling ahead of them. 2 part-time drivers, including one making his first start tonight. Cameron Caldwell leading the field. Michael Kruger is second. But the battle, more importantly in the background, Ben Lacy, Bridger Olsen, it's like these two have been just stuck together this entire season. And now they battle for the race lead again here at Kansas. They battle for position, and now you see Olsen going for second on Michael Kruger. Lacy might have dropped off a little bit. That's opened the door now for Michael Kruger, though, to go back to the inside of Cameron Caldwell. Olsen going to go to the bottom as well. Lacy going to try the top. Derek Paulson right there in the background as well. He's ripping the top right there. See if he can't make something work. Olsen now back to the outside lane. Kruger still to the inside of Caldwell. Still fighting hard for this position. On board. Derek Paulson now. The 5th place car on track. You just watch how they work. See there, only Olsen going to the bottom this time, but they'll fan out there. Some will go bottom, some will go top. But you see there, look at the inside. Here comes another driver storming to the front. How about Luke Knupp? Right back into the top 5 after the race he's had. Now to the inside of Ben Lacy for what would be 4th. Now make it 3rd even. It is unreal to see how some of these drivers have been able to come and go through the field, dropping to the back, then charging back to the front, and vice versa. But you see here, Knupp's going to slide up and clear for the 4th position on Ben Lacy. So now Luke Knupp making a charge to the front. Big question will be, can he make it stick? Can he make it work? He's climbed his way to 3rd now, passing Bridger Olsen. Now going to set his sights on Michael Kruger for 2nd. Kruger and up side by side. That allows Cameron Caldwell some breather room as he can see them racing behind him. Cameron Caldwell now going to try to hold things off and see if he can't maintain this race lead and go for the win. But you see Michael Kruger running the top, Luke Knupp on the bottom, all by his lonesome as they continue on here. They'll complete lap 69 at the line that time. Knupp looks like he might clear Kruger here for 2nd, to now set his sights on Cameron Caldwell. He's running slightly faster than Caldwell recently. He's running definitely faster than Kruger, but now he's going to set his sights on the race lead. Here comes the 29 to the inside lane. Maybe some contact to the wall. Michael Kruger slows up everybody else behind him, but that's opened the door. Luke Knupp to the inside. He's going to lead the line that time. Here comes the 29 machine from out of nowhere now to the race lead. It's something I'm noticing too. I think I see why we're seeing some of these guys surge a little bit quicker than the others. Luke Knupp pit under that recent caution. He came down pit road and he took tires. Compared to the rest of the field, you know, you see there, Lacy came down pit road. He only took a splash of fuel, but Locklear, Jacob Locklear, when he came down pit road, he got some tires as well. So maybe we're seeing a little bit of the difference in wear between some of these drivers and how things are going to pay off for him. You see a car on the wall back in the background. Might have been the 6 of Derek Paulson. But right now, Luke Nupp has taken over this race. Crazy, hectic, chaotic racing. And now the caution will fly. Caution flag is gonna fly. Looking to see who it is that's slow on track. Maybe stopped on track. Might have been Robert Lukens. He seems to be pretty slow here. Gonna try to get a look back and see what this recent caution is. Indeed, it might be this 20 of Robert Lukens. See him coming through the corner here. That's a 4 of Anthony McGill behind him. Looks like he runs it close to the wall. Looking to see what it might have been. Right there, there it is. Gets loose, snapping around from underneath him. He spins it out. Almost saves it. And slides it around. He was able to keep it maintained, but then right there, spins it out. And that's going to bring out a yellow flag for the 3rd time here tonight. So we have our 3rd caution in the DeNISE Designs 200 here at Kansas Speedway. This time on a spin by Robert Lukens. So as Austin J. McGill will get his lap back, looking to see here a lot of guys coming out of pit road. Ben Lacy, Brian Dees, Dalton Kilrow, Bridger Olson, Luke Nupp, Derek Paulson, Cameron Caldwell, then Michael Kruger, Jonathan Canfield, Christopher Passenger, and Relias. Pretty much everybody that was on the lead lap at that time, except for 3. Jacob Locklear, Noah Maori, and Blaine Sparling stayed out that time. So that will leave 3 cars on track. Pit 21 laps to go, and everybody else coming off pit road. This time looks like a bit of a different strategy call for some of these drivers. Brian Dees coming out with a 7.8-second stop. Either took 2 tires or just took enough fuel to make it to the end. Luke Nupp first out on tires. It's Cameron Caldwell, Bridger Olson, Ben Lacy, Michael Kruger, and Dalton Kilroy. That'll round out the top 10. So with that caution, that'll put us with 16 cars on the lead lap with Austin J. McGill getting his lap back. Jacob Locklear going to pull down pit road this time. Must have missed it last go round, but he'll come down this time. So that'll hand the lead over to Noah Maori and Blaine Sparling. Both elect to stay out. So with a bit of a breather here, so we're able to see things rolling around here. See if I can't cherry pick somebody. Come down here, talk to me under this caution flag. Let's see if we can get a word in with Michael Kruger, who has been really solid here in this race. Let's see if I can get him in here with me. Hey, Michael Kruger, this is Dawson up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Dawson.
It has definitely been a pretty big race of attrition, but you've been able to survive. And along with that, you've had a pretty good run to get to the front. And right now, currently scored in the 8th position, coming up on the later end of this race. How are you feeling about your chances to win this thing?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good, Dawson. I just got to keep things clean here and just survive and make it to the end, because things are, I feel like, are going to be a lot crazier here in these last few laps, or in these last like 57-ish laps. Just gotta just survive, just be wary of the cautions, and just be there at the end.
All Alrighty, yeah, you got to fight now with some of these guys racing in the playoffs. Are you racing differently maybe around them because you see that red banner, that red spoiler on them?
Well, yeah, I mean, they're racing for a championship. I want to race. I don't want to destroy their race, but I want to go for the win too. So, I mean, when it comes down to it, I mean, I'm not going to try to wreck one of the playoff guys for a win or anything. I'm just going to try to race them as clean as I can, and yeah, just yeah.
Alright, well, we'll let you get back to it with the team. Best of luck. Hope to talk to you later, Mikey.
Thanks, Austin.
That was Michael Kruger, driver of the 81 car. I noticed as they were getting ready to come around here, Noah Mayori came down pit road. So that hands the lead over to Blaine Sparling. Brian Dees to the outside of him. Luke Knupp third, Bridger Olson fourth, and Cameron Caldwell should be scored fourth, actually. Olson is fifth. Sparling, though, leading the field to the Geico restart zone. The green flag is back out. We're back underway here at Kansas. Up a little loose. So was the two of Bridger Olson. Cameron Caldwell trying to make a move here for what would be the third spot. And a lot of positions jockeying around here. A lot of guys trying to hang on to those cars as they come through 3 and 4. And you see Cameron Caldwell making a move to the outside of Blaine Sparling. Bridger Olson's gotten by. Bridger Olson down to the inside, same as Luke Knupp. That allows for Cameron Caldwell to have open freeway to the outside lane. Ben Lacy following him as well to the outside of the 59 car. But now the battle is for the lead. Luke Knupp going to try to fend off Bridger Olson if he can. But here comes Caldwell to the outside. Ben Lacy as well going to try to make it 3 wide for second. Can't quite get there. Maybe some contact between Olson and Caldwell. They continue to race for second. Luke Knupp right ahead of him. Coming up on the end of this one here, we're getting near the end. Things are getting a little dicey. It's go time because that may very well be the last restart these guys see. Ooh, Kruger a little loose on the bottom there. Luke Knupp, they're going to have to defend. Cameron Caldwell's to his outside, battling for the race lead. Still side by side, still battling hard. Caldwell charging on the outside of Luke Knupp. He's going to pull ahead and go to the race lead. So now move Knupp back to second. Caldwell back out front. Olson still third. Lacy up to fourth. And Kruger now to top 5. Lacy all by himself right now up top. You see Derek Paulson trying that middle lane, but you see a crossover move. Lacy going to try to make a run to the inside of Olson. He's right there side by side. Got to force the issue. See if he can't make it to the inside and make the inside lane work. To go for third, you see he slides up a little bit. Maybe almost got there. Still side by side for third. Olson almost got the wall there on exit of 4. Now Olson running the top lane, Lacy on the bottom. Battle is for third between these two playoff drivers, while two non-playoff drivers battle for the lead ahead of them. Cameron Caldwell in his first start, and Luke Knupp right behind him. See Lacy and Olson go to the top together, Kruger to the bottom. Every position matters for those playoff drivers. Every point matters in this chase for the championship. You see Olson trying to get to the bottom and Knupp can't quite get there. Lacy to the outside. That might open the door for Michael Kruger to contend for the 4th spot with him. And there's Derek Paulson, a very strong day here today. He's been running top 10 for a while this race, and he's been up there mixing it up. But right now he's close with the leaders. And how about this one here? Christopher Passenger. He was a lap down earlier on. Currently 7th place now. So a great run out of the 14 now, trying to make it work to the front. As you see now, Bridger Olson is second. He's to the inside, going to try to make a move for the race lead. Olson trying the bottom, seeing if he can make something work here. Lacy running the top. Knupp is back to 4th, and he's continuing to slide a little bit here as we cross 10 laps since these drivers last hit pit road. The tire wear is about to start hitting some of these guys pretty hard. See battle heating up. Dalton Kilroe to the outside of Passenger for 7th. See him rolling that top lane out there, that blue and black 41 machine. Paulson now up to 4th, battling with Nub. Derek Paulson making moves still, fighting his way through the field. And how about up there? Andrew Elias in the 88. He's trying to make some moves as well as he runs in the top 10. But they all chase Cameron Caldwell. We'll take a look from the backside of that 42 machine. You see the field fan out behind him. Bridger Olsen trying to make something work and trying to catch the back of that 42 machine. You see he'll dive to the inside. Can he make it stick? Derek Paulson's trying to make it work as well. Michael Kruger back up there battling in the top 5. And Dalton Kilrow is up to 6th. Lacy going to move to the outside. Olsen to the inside. Michael Kruger inside. Paulson outside as well. Further back. Everybody trying to choose what line's going to help them the best. Dalton Kilrow in 6th right now. Seeing if he can't make something work. Caldwell's going to rip the top. Olsen to the bottom. Lacy follows Cameron Caldwell to the top lane here. As they cross the stripe, that'll complete 86 laps into this event. So as they continue to race hard and battle for the lead, we're going to take a quick break, step away for a second, but don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss it. We're going to take you on a quick JCTV side-by-side.
Fly the blimp, too much hot air. Race announcer, same thing there. Wouldn't get a word in with you know who. Just get down on the track and do what you do. Slide down in my seat, pull the belts tight. Get up on the wheel and let the dust fly. Never know how. Never know how.
Where'd you get that?
Oh, you won't believe what just happened.
Don't tell me you got the last Diet Dew.
Yeah.
I love the taste of Diet Dew. What do you want for it? Deal.
Diet Mountain Dew. Yeah, it tastes that good.
Hey, hotshot. Meter's running.
Man, we're door to door. I have the better car, fresher tires. I drove it in deep, and you missed it. I know you wanted to watch it, but you got throttled by your data plan, and it slowed you down. You hit your data limit streaming all that techno music, didn't you? I mean, really? Man, you've got some questionable taste in music.
Switch to Sprint, the only network with truly unlimited data.
As a Grand Prix world champion in triathletes, I know how important it is to stretch before any competition.
I also know it's important to stretch. Mobil 1's advanced technology lubricates our engines.
Yes, that is true.
And my joints.
Oh my word.
Soda cookies. You want one, Jensen?
Hey, man, you cut me off back there. What you gonna do about it? Oh, man.
Can you feel it? The taste of Coca-Cola. When the race
All right, fine.
Are we good? We're good.
I'm Jimmy Johnson. Boom, confetti.
I'm Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy, customers love the new paint color. It's your beard.
Oh, wow.
And living legend, Jimmy Johnson is on aisle 8.
Dawn, this is all great. Maybe a little much.
I think we're playing it pretty cool here.
I'm Jimmy Johnson. Boom, confetti.
You saw it all in JCTV nonstop. That battle for the lead has become a pass. Has become a change for the lead, excuse me, I should say. Bridger Olsen has finally gotten by the 42 of Cameron Caldwell as he takes the lead away here on lap 95. Olsen worked over that 42 and now finally gets by him and takes back the race lead. I see a slow car right now. I don't know if he's coming to pit road. I believe he is. Brian Dees is on pit road. Could possibly see the last pit stops for some of these drivers coming here in the coming laps. But Brian Dees first on pit road here. He was the first driver on pit road during that first green flag cycle, so very possible he could be just trying to start this cycle of guys coming down pit road to make their final stops, of the night. I believe we see almost a 3-wide issue there between Nutt, Paulson, and Lacy, but they go back to single file. They fan back in line here. I think Andrew Elias has also come down pit road recently as well. Paulson is in the wall, and that has been the way it's been a lot of this race. Sometimes he's just been all over the wall as he makes these corners, but I'm looking to see anybody else maybe slowing up back in the background, dropping it down on the apron to go to pit road here. And this is a tricky pit road to get onto. You have to pretty much be right on the money and slowing up off of turn 4 to get down there, get down to pit road speed and pulling down pit road. So we'll have to see if this trouble hits again, as we saw Austin J. McGill have issues that wound up taking out Michael Thorpe Jr., at least out of contention for the win, or possibly even in other spots. But it's all up to see what we'll see as they come through 3 and 4 down to the tri-oval. Bridger Olsen leads as we cross the lap 98, coming up on a slower car up ahead. I believe that is the 17 of Brian Dees after he came off pit road. Really scored 1 lap down. Have to see how this cycles out for that 17, if he can benefit from it. Andrew Elias is up to what is now 16th. Ty Marasco is 15th. He is the first car 1 lap down. You see Cameron Caldwell try the top lane, kind of moved out of the middle a little bit with Lacy on his back bumper. Nupp is there in 4th, and still yet not a taker to come to pit road after Dees and Elias. Everybody else is elected to stay out so far and run it just a little bit longer. Luke Nupp passes the 7 of Ed Lacy for 3rd. So Olsen, Caldwell, and Nupp, the top 3 as they run here at Kansas. As the battle rages on here for the top spot in the DeNISE, in the DeNISE Designs 200, excuse me. Said it right all night long until that moment. Looks like another car on pit road, Blaine Sparling. Gonna roll it down and be the next car down pit road to get the final stop of the night in. Coming in now from, I believe that was 12th when they stopped. So definitely gonna have to see how this shakes out for some of these cars if they come down pit road as well. Will anyone else start following them? Man, words have become hard to say now. We see as they continue on here. 13 cars in the lead lap, 13 cars still yet to pit. Cameron Caldwell a little loose there on 2. Struggling now big time with the handling of that car. Starting to feel a bit evil, but I think you might want to stretch it a little bit further as we are under 32 laps to go this time by. See Caldwell fighting hard with that. Luke Nupp to the inside, coming for the 2nd position if he can get it. As the battle raging on for 2nd place behind Bridger Olsen. But even then, they're still battling side by side. They're staying even with that 02. They are staying right there with them, despite battling hard. And you see Nupp kind of pushing up into the 12 just a little bit. Pushing up into the 42-12. It's the same car. It's Cameron Caldwell. And I see now another car on pit road. Noah Mayuri has elected to come down pit road. I wouldn't be shocked to see that 02 and 29 coming here sometime soon. Maybe a little bit of close quarters racing with Nupp and Caldwell. Michael Kruger, the next car to pit road, one of the big guys up front that's been duking it out for the lead here early on in the goings of this, in the later stages of this race. Excuse me. Caldwell tried to the inside of Nupp. Nupp kind of closing the door there, going to the bottom along with Bridger Olsen. Lacy to the top by himself. You see back there, Jacob Locklear up to the 4th position. And I see Cameron Caldwell is slower coming to pit road. Here comes the 12 machine. Trying not to lock it up. Back behind him, I believe that's Anthony Marshall coming to pit road as well in the 4. They're able to make it without any issue onto pit road, so that leaves Bridger Olsen out front. Luke Nupp is 2nd. Ben Lacy 3rd. How about Jacob Locklear 4th and Derek Paulson the top 5. So some more drivers sacrificing some spots to go get a new set of tires and top it off on fuel to get to the end of this race, as we are under 30 laps to go now in this race. See that car back there, Noah Mayuri 2 laps down in 17th as he continues to try to march to the front. Nupp rolling the top lane there, the outside of Ben Lacy, holding on to that 2nd position. Maybe scraping the wall a little bit as well is that 29 machine. You see Noah Mayuri a lot faster on newer tires, just trying to see if he can get by and get one of his laps back and put himself to just 1 lap down instead of being trapped 2 down. But it's going to be a big hole to dig out of for that 8 machine. As he sees the 2 leaders ahead of him, the 29 and the 2. He's going to make his run to the outside on those fresher tires. The lap time difference, a 31.9 to a 32.8, just about a second faster for that 8 machine of Noah Mayuri compared to the race leaders. So far, top 11 yet to come to pit road, or I should say, only 1 car from the top 11 is coming to top 10 is coming to pit road. That is the 10th place car, Andrew Elias. He came to pit road first. He has currently scored 10th, the first car to lap down. So we'll have to see how he can cycle back through everything. Outside of that, Cameron Caldwell is currently scored in the 12th position, 1 lap down, after he pit just 2 laps ago. It's all about just seeing how long these guys try to push it, though, on these older tires, and not pitting here in recent laps. They should have stretched the fuel. I see it looks like the 29 slowing. Luke Nupp is coming to pit road. Finally, we'll see another driver pull it off and park it on pit road to get some tires and fuel here to get to the end of this race. So that leaves us now with about 9 cars on the lead lap, and 9 of which will be 8, excuse me, and it will be 9 that have yet to pit. This time Marasco in 11th has not come down pit road anytime recently either. So we'll have to see, though, when these leaders come down, or if they try to stretch it as far as they can. I think maybe Derek Paulson coming down pit road. Indeed, he is. The 6th car now heads his way to get service for the final time in this race. Luke Nupp gets his service done and is back rolling on the track. He's going to lose some spots, of course, but that's just how it goes. You see Derek Paulson getting his service done, and now we look up to the race leader, Bridger Olsen, still staying on track. Ben Lacy still 2nd. Jacob Locklear in 3rd. Dalton Kilrow is 4th. Christopher Bassinger is scored in 5th. Austin J. McGill 6th. Jonathan Canfield is 7th, and that is the drivers that are on the lead lap right now. As we see the rest of the field coming around, you see that number 6, Derek Paulson, dropping down the charts, dropping down to what is now 13th, as the rest of the field continues to turn laps while he is still coming off of pit road. I see Lacy low, Olsen slowing up a little bit too. Here comes Olsen and Lacy both, and Locklear. 3 of the top 4 pull it down pit road. Dalton Kilrow now will take over the race lead, but everybody else makes it down pit road A-OK. Dalton Kilrow, Austin J. McGill stay out, while Olsen, Lacy, Locklear, and Bassinger all come down pit road. See back there in the background, Cameron Caldwell, Michael Kruger, 2 drivers that have been battling for the race lead throughout the runnings of this race, scored 9th and 10th right now through cycles, unlapping themselves from Dalton Kilrow. Now they're going to have to see if they can't get around here and get ahead of the other guys that have pit. Dalton Kilrow now is going to commit to pit road as he slows it up and pulls down pit road. That opens the door for Austin J. McGill to take the race lead. But, of course, he hasn't pit in 37 laps. Still out there. Same thing with the 16 car. Excuse me. Jonathan Canfield. He has not pit in 35 laps. So he is currently stretching it as well. We'll have to see how long it lasts for them. But right now, looking at how things have cycled out, Andrew Elias, currently the highest scored. Jonathan Canfield finally going to come down pit road and take some service. Austin J. McGill staying out. So the way this is cycling out thus far, Andrew Elias, he came out earlier, is now passed by Cameron Caldwell. So that's the battle there. You see Caldwell and Kruger will get by the 88. They certainly are sitting as the top spots. And the difference between Kruger, Caldwell, and Nupp, it's about 4 seconds. Nupp's going to have to make up 4 seconds on Kruger and Caldwell here to see if he can catch them. As you see the 21 finally looks like coming low to commit to pit road. Indeed, no. But Bridger Olsen right behind, a little bit of a contact, maybe almost there, as he pulls up in front of Olsen on the exit of the corner. Olsen going to unlap himself. But very close situation for the race leader and Bridger Olsen. Now Derek Paulson going to unlap himself by passing the 21 here. And the longer this goes, just delaying the inevitable of Cameron Caldwell and Michael Kruger assuming the race lead. But now it looks like the 21 is going to commit to pit road. Looks a lot slower this time. Indeed, he does. Austin J. McGill learned his lesson from last time under green flag stops and is going to slow it up and pull it down pit road. And with that, that will cycle things out to Cameron Caldwell and Michael Kruger holding the race lead. 2 seconds the gap to Andrew Elias and 2 seconds the gap to Luke Nupp. So, a 4-second lead now for Caldwell and Kruger over the rest of the field. So we can do away with those last pit laps because everybody has come down pit road now except for one car. It's Ty Marasco in the number 1 machine. Currently scored 10th, but he isn't pitting 40 laps. So when he pits, he's going to lose that lap again. But we'll have to see how things shake out for that number 1 car when he does eventually come to pit road, or if he runs it out of fuel, whichever comes first. But right now, the battle is going to be for the lead. Cameron Caldwell and Michael Kruger. They hold a 3-second gap over Elias, a 4.6-second gap over Luke Nupp. Bridger Olsen in 5th is 5.6 seconds back. So gonna need a lot of speed here in these closing laps. We're on lap 116. I believe that puts us at 18 laps to go. Yes, indeed it is. 18 laps. It'll be 17 to go this time by. Ty Marasco finally on pit road. So that will complete the pit cycle entirely. Everybody's come to service, and it's all a matter of when you came and will it be enough. Who had the winning call? Who made the winning strategy call to pit and when they did? And right now what I'm seeing is Cameron Caldwell and Michael Kruger, currently the benefactors of this decision. They are 1 and 2 with a big gap over Luke Nupp in 3rd. And just looking at pit times, I mean, it wasn't even a matter of pit times. Maybe so for Kruger and Caldwell. Kruger had about a 6/10 slower stop compared to Caldwell. And then looking as well, Nupp was about comparable. Actually, a faster time in pit lane than Cameron Caldwell. But right now, 4 seconds back of the race leader. With this race winding down, 16 laps to go. Kruger in the wall. Michael Kruger struggling, trying to hang on to it. But now as he continues to hit the wall, it's going to drop him a second back to the race lead. Cameron Caldwell going to have to fight hard with that car to see if he can't make something work and catch back up. But right now, running away with it in his debut here tonight is Cameron Caldwell. You see up there, 15 laps to go that time by in the DeNISE Designs 200. Kruger continuing to lose time, but I see somebody who's cutting in some time. Luke Nupp, he's putting down some pretty fast laps now. Can he catch up and try to make a move on the race leader. There you see Nupp and Olsen right there with each other. They're not too far off of race leader Cameron Caldwell. Blazing fast lap times right now as you see the wear of the tires catching up to Caldwell and Kruger now. But are they going to have enough time to hold off? Nupp and Olsen still have to catch and then pass Kruger and then try to go and hunt down the 42 of Cameron Caldwell. As you see, they continue to battle amongst each other for this third spot. But Michael Kruger right there in their sights, just up ahead. Ooh, run him a little wide to the wall there. Olsen and Nupp battling here for third. Move Olsen to third. Now he looks to be the one to make the charge on Michael Kruger, and he's going to have to get by him quickly if he wants to try to go down for that race lead. Kruger holding to the bottom. Nupp and Olsen to the top right there behind him. Oh, Kruger going to pull up, try to run the high line. Olsen's going to take the bottom. And Bridger Olsen has now gotten to second. Now he's within a second of race leader Cameron Caldwell. Looking to close the gap now. Bridger Olsen was within a second. Now it's to 0.8 of a second. This O2 car is flying, trying to catch Cameron Caldwell with just 11 laps to go in this race. He's got the pace. He's just got to make the pass and make it work. Olsen pitting 7 laps later than Caldwell. Will that be the winning call? Caldwell might have got the wall. I think Kruger got the wall a lot harder than they did. But now looking to the inside, look at the move coming for the race lead. Here comes Bridger Olsen into the picture. And I wouldn't count Ben Lacy out either. He is up to 4th now, getting by Michael Kruger. Caldwell trying to pull down a little bit lower, can't quite make it work. Olsen now to the inside, going for the race lead. Still side by side with Caldwell, pushing up a little bit. Can't quite clear him yet. They're side by side as they go down to 3 and 4. Olsen's got more grip in those tires. He's able to wrap the bottom. And with that, that'll allow Bridger Olsen to clear for the race lead. And Luke Nupp now to second. 9 laps to go here at Kansas. It's kind of back and forth all race long between Olsen. In the early stages, it was Olsen and Lacy. The later stages, it became Olsen and Nupp, and then Olsen and Caldwell, just battling for that top spot. But now, with 8 laps remaining, Bridger Olsen looks to lock up another win here on the season and to open the playoffs on top. He's just going to have to get about 7.5 laps. He's going to have to hope that number 7 car stops his progress because he has been flying to catch up to the front of this field. But it looks like it's kind of stabilized just a little bit. But Ben Lacy is coming. He is not that far off. He's going to see if he can't take a swing at it and go for the race win. Michael Kruger dropping another spot, now back to 7th. Ill handling and battling hard now with Dalton Kilrow and that 41 machine for what is the 6th position. He's going to have a lot of fight to do if he wants to hang on because that car has been loose. 6 to go. Lacy's within a second, but he's going to have to get by the 29 of Luke Nupp if he wants to go and try to charge for the win. Lacy and Olsen pit the exact same lap. Olsen, I see, had a slightly faster stop than the number 7 did. So we'll have to see if he can make that be the factor. It was only 0.4 of a second faster, but any second you can get is well worth it because that is what can be the difference between a win and a second place finish. It's 5 laps remaining here at Kansas. Lacy trying to work the top, trying to see if he can't get around this 29, get the run to get there. He's got the momentum. Can he make it work? Nup tries to block. Lacy to the outside. This is the battle for second. But the amount of time that he was gaining there, it might just not be enough for Lacy. It was 2/10 faster that time by. He's going to have to get it about every lap here to see if he can't catch and try to pass Olsen. But being side by side with Nup, it ain't going to help. That time by, he was a 10th faster. But Lacy's going to have to make it 2/10 each lap if he wants a shot at this win. See that time slowly dwindle down. Lacy within 6/10. Olsen going to take the top line, try to see if he can make it work. And that time he'll put some time on Lacy, it looks like. Again, a 10th faster for Lacy, but with 3 laps to go, he's going to have to pick up 2 each lap. Olsen to the bottom, Lacy to the top here in 1 and 2. Olsen still wrapping the bottom. Lacy still up top, but I don't think he's going to have enough time. Not able to cut into the lead a bunch that time by. It's going to be 2 laps remaining here at Kansas. Once again, just less than less than a 10th of a second now. So Lacy's really going to have to throw something at the wall and see if it sticks. He's coming closer. He's within half a second. Just can't quite get close enough. That time by, a really good run by Lacy. Lacy's within striking distance now. Coming to 3 and 4. Olsen going to run the top. Lacy right there along with them. He is within 3/10 of a second now. Closing rapidly is Ben Lacy. The white flag is out. It's the final lap here in the DeNISE Designs 200. Lacy still right there. He's got a shot at it. Olsen taking his line in 1 and 2. Lacy's going to have a shot. He's going to have a run. As they go down the backstretch, Olsen to the bottom. Lacy's going to try it on the top. He's pushing with everything he's got. Is he going to have a chance at the line here? Through 3 and 4, coming to the start-finish line. It's not going to be enough. Bridger Olsen's going to win the playoff opener here at Kansas. A hard charge there at the end for Ben Lacy. Maybe would have caught him if he had another lap. But nonetheless, Bridger Olsen walks off with the win here to open the playoffs in style. A great performance by this O2 machine. He comes in with the new paint scheme. He knocks it out of the park with a win. What a finish. And Luke Nup ends up hitting his teammate to celebrate. So as he starts his burnout process, that 0-2, he's familiar to victory lane, he's familiar to doing these burnouts. And he celebrates winning the playoff opener here at Kansas in the DeNISE Designs 200. Across your top ticker there, you're going to see the finishing results for tonight's event as Bridger Olsen continues to celebrate. We're going to see if we can get some words in with some of our drivers in tonight's race. As we go to our drone camera to continue to watch the celebrations, let's see if we can get a hold of our 3rd place finisher. I believe that was the 29 of Luke Nup. Hey, Luke Nup, this is Dawson Allen up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Alrighty, a 3rd place run. It was kind of back and forth there at the start of that race. You had that issue. You got a little loose after getting up to the front lead and dropping a little bit further back. What was it like to have to fight through the field a couple times tonight to get to where you finished, taking that 3rd place finish?
Yeah, I just came in, put like 10 laps of practicing, and was hoping for a good finish. And I've kind of done select few races, so I knew I was gonna have a good long run car. And I got to the lead early, and then I was focused on running the bottom because that's where I was comfortable, and it saved tires more than the top. And then I hit the apron once, and I kind of went all the way back to 8th, and then I hit it again, and I almost spun going down the backstretch. So that was the highlight of my race, pretty much. Not in a good way, but fell all the way back to like 14th, I think, and then drove my way back up to 5th just with saving tires and having a good long run car, and kind of did that every run there. But unfortunately, I used a set of tires, and we had a caution like 10 laps later, so I took another set. But I was out of sets there at the end, so I kind of had to run an alternate strategy. And I had nothing to lose, so I pitted a few laps earlier than Bridger, and it just kind of didn't work out there in the long run. I think I burned my tires up too much, but I'll take a P3, and my teammate won, so not too mad about that.
Yeah, bringing it home with a podium, just not almost the right strategy call, but at the end of the day, a podium is still good. Anybody else you want to shout out here? Third place finish here for the 2019 team.
Yeah, for sure. Thank my team in this league, Peak Performance Motorsports. 1 and 3 to finish tonight. Locklear got 7th, so good points tonight for them. Red Sim Design for all they do, making this badass paint scheme. V Speed, Impact, BTDY, everyone else. Thank you.
Alrighty, that was Luke Knupp, your third place finisher here tonight. Congrats again.
Thank you.
And as we get through there, we'll go ahead and get a hold of our second place finisher as well. Let's see if we can get a hold of Ben Lacy. Hey, Ben Lacy, this is Dawson Allen up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Alrighty, a second place finish after a very big back and forth day for you. First, I got to ask about that first green flag pit stop. Caught a caution at the wrong time, put you back in traffic. What was it like having to fight through that field to get back up to the front in the first place?
Yeah, I don't know what happened on that caution, but I came out in front of a few people, and then it was telling me to drop back behind them for some reason, so I'm not sure what that iRacing glitch was, but is what it is, and put us in the back. Had to work my way up. Had to dodge one wreck that was a little hairy because it just seemed like it just continued and continued and continued for a whole lap almost. It felt like. But worked the way through that, and then just had to manage my way through the rest of the traffic, picking away around, trying to conserve the tires to keep up. And I think that other caution came out at a good time, because I think we were about burned up at that point and still had about 20-25 laps left of fuel, so that played out in our favor there. But yeah, it was an up and down night for sure.
Indeed it was. In that last run right there, you came down pit road the exact same time as Bridger Olson. You both were on the same strategy. He was able to get out a little bit further ahead of you. He got out to the lead there, but you were hunting him down. What more do you think you would have needed to get to the back bumper of that 02, or even maybe get by him?
He and I were pretty competitive the whole night. That first run. I don't think he ever got much more than half a second and would close it back in. So, we're pretty competitive and equal. I was gaining on him pretty hard there in the last probably 3 laps. I think I closed it down from about a second down to whatever it finished there, 0.2 or so. If I'd have kept that pace, maybe another 5 laps, maybe would have done the trick. And who knows if that pit strategy or the first pit stop, it didn't have that issue. Who knows? Maybe it would have put us in a little better track position favor there.
Yeah, it may well have done it, but second place finish nonetheless. Still really good points day wise. So, who do you want to shout out there to get that done there for that 17?
Yeah, Filming the Wild, Amsoil, GGA. All appreciate them coming on board for our sponsors, all the sponsors of the team, the league. Appreciate each and every single one of them. You guys there, JCTV. Looks like it's just you tonight, Dawson. I'm not sure if Josh has a dip or if he was out for other reasons, but anyways, appreciate what you guys do, man. It's a lot of fun to go back and watch. So yeah, appreciate y'all.
Alrighty, well, second place finisher Ben Lacy, a good points day here tonight. And so with that, what do you say we bring down our race winner here, the driver of the 02, Bridger Olson. Hey, Bridger Olson, this is Dawson Allen up in the booth tonight. You got a copy?
Yep.
Alrighty, a first place finish. You get the win in the playoff opener here. How does that feel to get that momentum on your side to start these playoffs?
It feels pretty good. The beginning of the race kind of felt like the whole season, so I was kind of scared I wouldn't be able to close it out, but I got lucky.
Yeah, it was really close there at the start. You and Lacy, you pretty much ran away from the field there. You were right there with him that entire run, but after that, 2 seconds, 3 seconds was the gap to the next car. So what is it like, to know that you were able to close this one out, especially with that call to pit, the same time that Lacy did. You were able to get out in front and stay out in front.
Yeah, it definitely gives me some confidence that I was able to finally close out the race. I hope I can do it for the rest of the playoffs. I don't know, but yeah.
Well, alrighty, first place finish, getting the win here tonight. Who do you want to shout out? What got it done here for you in that 0-2 team tonight?
Yeah, thank you to my teammates at Peak Performance Motorsports, and that's it.
Alrighty, well, Bridger Olson, your race winner here in the DeNISE Designs 200 here at Kansas. Congrats again.
Thank you.
And so, with that, that will end tonight's race coverage. I want to shout out really quick, of course, the Dash for Cash. So that is a side promotion, essentially, that's going on as the playoffs are happening. This is for the non-playoff drivers. It works essentially like your Xfinity Series Dash for Cash does, where the top 4 that qualify for that criteria, they go on in that next race and they participate in that competition. The highest finisher of that for those 4 cars would win it. So your contestants tonight were Ty Marasco, Anthony Marshall, Jonathan Canefield, and Jamie Plourde. Jamie Plourde did not show up tonight, but Anthony Marshall was the winner for round 1 for the Dash for Cash. I believe the way this works, it's non-playoff guys that qualify, so I think I want to say it's Luke Nupp, maybe Cameron Caldwell, Michael Kruger, and I believe Christopher Bassinger might be the top 4 for that. But if it's full-time guys, I think that eliminates Caldwell and Kruger and makes it Luke Nupp, Christopher Bassinger. Then I think after that it's Anthony Marshall, and I want to say Jonathan Canfield again. So that will be determined later on. We'll have that for you next week, of course, for next week's race. And so with that, a quick review of what we saw tonight. It was a fun one, and it was a lot of back and forth battling between the drivers. And we saw just a lot of fun throughout this entire race. And, we saw a battle early on between Lacy and Olson, the 2 championship favorites, I would say. Lacy pretty much led the way early on. Then Olson took over. That caution in the middle of green flag cycle really kind of threw a hammer into everything there for the drivers. But after that, then they were able to recover. We were able to see some good battles between all these drivers here in tonight's running. So we saw a great battle. We saw a fun race. And at the end of it all, it led to Bridger Olson being able to hold on for the win over Ben Lacy. A hard charge there at the end for Ben Lacy, but just unable to get it done. He came so close to the back bumper, just couldn't quite get there at the end of it. And so that leads to Bridger Olson closing the deal. We're going to show you something really quick. Put up a quick image to appease Cameron Caldwell. He was upset that I did not get his paint scheme on the broadcast. So we got a quick flash of the race for you here. That's an image of that number 42 JCTV machine. Looking nice and mighty out in the front of the field here tonight. As he was leading the way there a couple laps. Had a really good performance for his debut race, I would say. Able to get things done and bring it home 4th for his debut with a good amount of laps led too. And so with that, we sign off. That is the conclusion of the DeNISE Designs 200 here at Kansas Speedway. Congrats again to Bridget Olson on the race win here to open up the playoffs. But next week, they'll be shaking in their boots. Talladega looms. Next week here on JCTV. Broadcast will start about 8:30ish, 8:45. All dependent on Josh Copperno. Of course, we missed you here tonight, Josh. Whatever was going on, we love you, and we wish you were here with us. But it's okay because we had a good race here, and we had a great finish. But at the end of the day, Bridget Olson brings it home P1. Winner here at Kansas. So like we said, next week, Talladega Superspeedway awaits the drivers of the Slide Jawb Racing League. But for tonight, the racing is over. This is Dawson Allen here in the JCTV booth, signing off, saying so long. Have a good night.